Hello, welcome back to Little Malayan channel. Today we're going to talk about Floria's experience teaching English here in Japan for a long time. So, why did you start teaching English in Japan?
Um, okay, so from the if you watch the last video, I talk about teaching English in a language school here
Yeah.
in Kobe,
Mm-hmm.
and I found that I like teaching actually,
Mm-hmm.
and so I thought like I would like to continue teaching,
Mm-hmm.
and even my boss of the previous school,
Mm-hmm.
he told me that teaching is your tenshoku.
Oh, so you're very good at teaching English.
That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's why I decided to continue teaching.
So, but why did you decided to own your school?
Okay. So, I got married, and then I didn't want to tie myself down by working in a school.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I could start teaching English just like a part-time job.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. And so I started my own school.
Oh, I
Mm.
see.
But then after that, like the number of students increased.
Mm-hmm.
So then at a time, I decided to employ a teacher to help me.
So I heard your school has a lot of students through the reputation.
Mm.
So do you do anything special for having a good reputation?
No, actually, I think I'm a very lazy business owner.
Are you?
Yes, I do nothing at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of get my students through word of mouth advertising.
Oh, through your students.
Yeah, so the student who, who come to my school will
Mm-hmm.
bring another student.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was my way. I didn't do anything special.
So when it comes to teaching,
Mm.
do you have something in particular in your mind, like your motto or anything you try to keep, like you try to put emphasis?
Oh yes, I always believe in having fun.
I see.
And then I know that when I'm teaching young kids, they are very energetic.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to have many games in
I
my
feel it.
lessons. But at the same time, I want them to learn something too.
You yourself.
No, I want the student
Ah, I see.
to learn something.
Mm-hmm.
So the games,
Through the games.
yeah, through the games, yes. So so the kids enjoy the games, but they didn't know actually they are learning something. Mm. Yeah, so I could see the result when they become junior high school students and high school students, and they could like understand listening very well. They could do the listening test. They could pass the ACAN.
Because they have exposure themselves to the English for long years.
Yes, and also I try to make the environment in such a way that they are immersed in English, even just an hour a week. Yes.
Don't you feel some Japanese students are too shy to speak English?
Yes. Yeah, they are shy, but I always try to encourage them. So, like for example, at the beginning of the lessons, I will just use a timer and I say, okay, let's speak English for 1 minute.
1 minute.
Yeah, then I think 1 minute is good because they feel that okay, it's not really long. I can try to speak English for just 1 minute.
I feel your class has a very good atmosphere so that everyone can speak English and like so that they don't have to afraid of making mistakes.
Yes, basically I try to make them relax and not to put too much pressure on them.
So you just talk about the very young kids. How about junior high or elementary school students or junior high? Or you also teach students in the high school and even adults?
Oh yes. So for the junior high school, for the junior high school students, I have a little pressure because I must make sure that they get a good score for their test in the school. So yeah, so that's a little pressure. And then for the high school students, I have to make sure they get into the university that they want to go to.
That's the thing.
Right, okay. So, but so far, I think I'm lucky that most of the students, they could pass and go to the university that they want to go to.
That's good.
And for my adult students, I really enjoy teaching them too, because they teach me a lot about the culture and how to do things here. So actually, I sometimes feel bad because I'm having fun and I'm getting paid. So
that's important.
Teaching adults are very fun for me too.
I see. So is there any difficult thing that you feel when you teach English?
To adults?
To adults or to high school students, to junior high school students?
Of course, like, they tend to use Japanese with each other in the class. And so I have to stop them
among
the students and please try to use English. Yes. And of course, the younger ones, they don't have enough English.
Vocabularies.
Not only vocabulary, but like how to make the sentences. So it's hard for them to just use English in the class. But anyway, we just try to let them listen to English, and I try to speak to them in English and ask them to reply in English as far as possible.
Have you ever feel that you want to quit?
Never.
Never.
Yes, I really enjoy teaching.
That's good.
Yeah, and although it has been like more than 30 years.
More than 30 years?
Yes.
Wow.
But every day it's so fun for me.
So when do you feel fun when you teach English?
Well, fun when I see, for the young kids, when I see them smiling and having fun, and that makes me happy, satisfied too. And for the junior and high school students, when they get a good result in school
or pass the aching exam.
Yeah. So like mother, I'm like a mother, I feel so happy and satisfied about that.
As a mother at
the
same time.
Right.
So in the end of the video, I want to ask you some, if you have any interesting episode teaching English.
Oh, yes. Okay, so when I was studying Japanese in the language school in Osaka, and I was going to finish the course, my Japanese teacher asked me if I can teach her relative who was living in Kobe. English. And so I say, yeah, why not? I want to try. Then she put me in contact with him. So I received a phone call, and he said that he will come and pick me up, and we will study English in his office. So on that day, I was waiting for him, and this big black car came.
Wow.
And stopped in front of me. Yeah. So I was surprised because it's a black car.
To pick you up?
Yeah, and it's very, very nice, expensive car.
Wow.
So, but this job was introduced to me by my Japanese teacher. So I thought it should be okay and safe, right? So I just got into the car, and then he was sitting at the back of the car, and I realized that he was like almost like maybe over 70 years old man. And the one driving, he was his driver.
So he wasn't driving a car.
Yeah, he wasn't driving a car.
He has a driver.
Yeah. So I started to feel a little like afraid. Like, am I okay? And anyway, we went to his office, which was in Sanomiya. And I went to the office, and then I realized that he was a pachinko owner. So I was thinking like, oh, why do you want to learn English?
Yeah.
I had I asked him, and he said he sometimes like go to Hawaii for travel,
for holiday.
For holiday, and so he wanted to study English. But because he doesn't know any English at all, so I had to start with like teaching him from ABC.
From there?
Yeah.
Wow.
So the first lesson was teaching him the alphabets. Yeah. And after the lesson, of course, he paid me well. At that time, he was like paying me about like 5,000 yen an hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. And then he told me that it was lunchtime, and he said that I will buy the lunch for you. So please wait. So I waited, and the lunch came. And so it was a gorgeous lunch. It was a lunch box, but it was those expensive lunch box. I don't know what you call it. Ma something.
Matsu?
Not matsu.
Ma?
A lunch box with a lot of food inside.
Makunouchi bento.
Yes, but it's the very high class.
Oh, I see.
What is that again?
Makunouchi bento.
Makunouchi bento.
Which has a lot of space separated and has a lot of variety of dishes inside.
Right. Okay. So I think that lunch box is about 2,000 or 3,000 yen, Okay. So after we ate lunch, he told his driver to send me to my school because I started teaching at the time. So the driver sent me to the school. Okay. And then he contacted me on Saturday and said that, are you free on Saturday night? I said, yes, I'm okay. So he said, oh, let's go for dinner. Okay. So the driver came and picked me up again. So after my work, I got into his car and we went to this French restaurant in Sanomia. And I ate escargot. It was the first time for me.
Okay. I've never tried.
Yeah. And so that was the routine for a year.
But
wait, like every Saturday night, I had escargot.
Did you teach English?
I did, but
on Saturday night.
Maybe Saturday afternoon, Saturday morning. Morning, we had English lesson, and then had lunch together, and then send me back to my school. And then in the evening, the driver will come to pick me, and I will have like French dinner for a year. So I think I put on like 2 or 3 kilos because it was like French food every Saturday night.
Escargot every Saturday night.
Yes. Yes. And yeah, he was very generous too because when I told him that, oh, I'm going to Disneyland next week, immediately he gave me an envelope with some money in it.
For your Disneyland trip?
Yes.
What?
I don't know. He said something like senbetsu? Is there a Japanese word called senbetsu? Yeah. So please enjoy yourself.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Senbetsu is for like graduation or entering a company.
So maybe not senbetsu, but something else. But just like enjoy yourself.
Okotsukai.
Yeah. Okotsukai. Yeah. Allowance.
So did you keep teaching him English?
Yes, for a year. I did. But unfortunately, I think his English like didn't improve a lot. Maybe because of the age too. And also because it was like in the office and there wasn't like a proper classroom. So it was really very casual kind of teaching.
1 hour per week starting from ABC wasn't enough maybe.
Perhaps, yeah. So and and well paid too. I felt like I got a lot of money and then with the dinner, with lunch, yeah. So I had a student like that.
Wow.
Yes.
I didn't even imagine this kind of story.
Yeah, exactly. So I had a few other interesting episodes, which I will talk about in the next video, maybe.
Okay. You should subscribe the channel.
So please subscribe if you want to listen to more interesting stories about my teaching.
More interesting than this episode, maybe.
Yes. Please look forward to the next one. Okay, so I think we will finish today. So thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.